The City Council Committee on Administration and Finance will meet remotely on Monday, April 25th, 2022 at 6 p.m. for the purpose of discussing appropriation of $8,897.42 for the purchasing department to pay wireless bill T-Mobile and last year's invoice, and appropriation of $4,715.85 to pay prior year's invoice for T-Mobile with this year's budget. Via remote participation in accordance with Chapter 20 and the Acts of 2021, as no amended by Chapter 22, the Acts of 22. The subcommittee meetings are held to take action for the purpose of making recommendations to the full council. Individuals may participate remotely in the meeting via the remote participation platform called Zoom. Members of the public and/or parties with the right to requirement to attend the meetings may access the remote participation meeting through any one of the following ways. You can click on the website or and utilize the login password 376995, or telephone. You can call 888-475-4499, which is a toll-free number, and enter in the webinar ID 891-8733-7396. Every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, matters not requiring public hearing, we will post on the city's Salem's website an audio or video recording, a transcript, or other comprehensive recording of the proceedings as soon as possible of the meeting. Persons requiring auxiliary aids and services for effective communication, such as sign language interpreter, assistive listening device, or print material, digital format, or a reasonable modification of programs, services policies, and may contact the Salem City ADA coordinator. Agenda. We have the appropriation of $8,997.42 for the purchasing department to pay wireless bill to T-Mobile and last year's invoice. We also have an appropriation for $4,715.85 to pay prior year's invoice for T-Mobile with this year's budget. So with us tonight, we have Anna Friedman, the finance director. We also have Anthony Delaney, the procurement officer, and we have all members of the committee. Councilor Hapworth just logged in with his troubles. He has his honeydew coffee, so he's ready to go. And Councilor Watson-Felt is with us, but she's just not in person right this very second. There she is. She's having dinner. So with that, all that being said, these two matters came before us at the last council meeting. There was something I really didn't understand about them, and then after that, had a conversation with Anna. So I think Anna's going to explain where we are, and I think it was a good move that we kept these things in committee so we could hash out. I didn't understand why there were two appropriations for the same vendor, both being looking to waive the rules. So Anna and Anthony are both going to explain how we got there and what we need to do to amend these orders in order to get this bill paid. So with all of that, I will open it up to Anna first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Apologies to the committee and also to the council as a whole. There's an administrative error on my part. The amounts for both of the orders should both please be $8,997.42. We had updated the amount at the last minute, and I neglected to send the updated prior year authorization down with the transfer. And so that's how there ended up being two different numbers there. They should both be the same. My sincere apologies for that confusion. I can give you a quick overview on this, and then Anthony, our procurement director, has some more of the details. He's been spending a significant amount of time trying to unravel what's going on with the T-Mobile invoices, but just wanted to confirm for you that both of the orders should be $8,997.42. So the one that is authorizing the prior year should also be that amount. And then because we don't have the funds in the right place to that now pay for these prior invoices. So it's the first step is to authorize them. And the second step was we need to move money within the purchasing department so then we can actually pay it from an appropriate account so that we can pay these prior invoices. But so that's sort of just the mechanics. But before I kick it over to Anthony to please explain some of the details, just wanted to make sure that if there were any questions on that piece of it, so I could help clear up any concerns that may exist on that piece.
So Anna, before we hear the explanation of why the number is whatever it is, so the first order, there's one order that states something about waiving the rule that allows to do it, which has, I believe, the 4,000. I'm pulling it up right now. Has the 4,000 some odd dollar amount. So that amount needs to be amended to the $8,000 amount.
That's
That
correct.
will first allow us to authorize to pay the bill with last year's bill with this year's funds, and then the second order should stay at the $8,000 amount in order to transfer the money from whatever fund you're bringing it out of, and you can explain that to us.
That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No problem with that. Anthony, you want to add anything to that?
Yes, thank you to,
For anybody who hasn't met Anthony, myself included, it's Anthony Delaney. He's the new procurement officer. He replaced Tom Watkins. So this is the finance committee. Yo.
yes. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I did have the pleasure of meeting many of you at the meet and greet a few weeks back. So in the spring of 2020, before Anna and I had the pleasure of working for the city, we switched over to T-Mobile for most of our wireless service. At that time, the city was due a certain amount of credits, and it seems that we weren't sure exactly how much we were due. So the bills for the first few months were not paid while we waited for those credits to be sorted out. And I believe that is the source of most of the overdue balance. T-Mobile doesn't seem to really age their accounts. They keep a running balance. So sorting this out was a little tricky, but the source of most of this is that we didn't pay the bills in full when we first switched over. We got some credits, and having sat down with our T-Mobile rep and T-Mobile account person, going through each invoice one by one, figuring out what was paid, what wasn't. I believe we have received all the credits that were due, and now it's just to make up for the difference that we didn't pay. That's most of it. There is in addition one bill that was just entirely skipped in June 2021. Not sure why that happened, but we paid the May bill, we paid the July bill, we never paid the June 2021 bill. So that's the remainder of what's owed.
And to add just one note, in June 2021, the city did not have a purchasing director. And so unfortunately, I think that was administrative oversight due to transition. Tom left in the beginning of May, and we weren't able to get Anthony on board until I believe Anthony was August. So unfortunately, it looks like during that transition period where we were without a purchasing director, an invoice must have been missed, unfortunately.
So T-Mobile did not actually take any action on the outstanding balance until December, when they first started sending letters. The clerks in the procurement office had been told not to worry about the outstanding balance, and we didn't actually address it until December. And then in January and February, went back and forth with T-Mobile a bunch to square down the exact amounts, find out what the source was. So I'm now in a position where I feel confident that this is what they're actually owed.
Any member of the committee have any questions? No questions. I like that. No questions. So Anthony and Anna, so this just means that this amount in the 8,000, once we amend the first order to be that amount, this is going to cover all our outstanding bills. The T-Mobile will get us up to date, and we won't be seeing one of these next year because we figured out why it is we get billed the way we do, and we've got it all squared away.
No, we're current on all our current fiscal year bills.
Yeah, the man. Good job. So we have the matter that was before us in the last council meeting was an order to for Chapter 44, Section 64, which allows municipalities to pay for 5 prior fiscal years invoices using current fiscal year's appropriation, which requires a 2/3 vote. So we were asking to waive that rule in order to, or invoke that rule in order to pay what was listed as $4,715.85, and we need to amend that to what, Anna, that $8,000 number, if you would, please.
Yes, $8,997.42.
So if I could have a member of a committee amend the first order to $8,997.42.
I make a motion to amend the first order to adjust it to $8,997.42.
Council Merkel moves to amend the order to reflect the number $8,997.42. 42. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Council McLean. Any other further discussion on this matter? Seeing none on the change of the order to reflect the new amount, I will call the roll. Council Merkel,
Yes.
Council McLean,
Yes.
Council Hapworth,
Yes.
Councilor Watson Felt,
Yes.
Council McCarthy is a yes. The second thing we have is that order is correct. Is that correct, Anna?
Yes, that's correct.
So the second order is in the amount of $8,997.42. We just amended that one, and we're going to take that money out of the full-time salaries account. Is that what I'm reading?
Yes, that's correct. We've had some salary lag, in part due to Anthony not joining us until a couple of months into the fiscal year. Additionally, there was a part-time position that was not filled until almost halfway through the fiscal year, and so there are sufficient funds available in the full-time salaries account to make this one-time cleanup transfer, since those positions were not fully staffed for the entire year.
Okay, so we're not going to have to dive into free cash to go pay.
No.
All right, cool. Anyone have any questions on that? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Council Watson Felt. Council Watson Felt makes a motion to send back to the full council the order of $8,997.42 transferring from purchasing department's full-time salaries account to the telephone wireless account, as we just discussed. And do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Merkel. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. Councilor Merkel,
Yes.
Councilor McLean,
Yes.
Council Watson Felt,
Yes.
Councilor Hapworth,
Yes.
Council McCarthy, yes. With that, we have 5-0 to send both these matters back to the council, one as amended and one as is, in order to pay this bill. I want to thank everyone for their time. This was one that was kind of weird, so that's why I felt we needed to bring it in and clear this up. And I'm glad we did it, because we would have been redoing it on the floor on Thursday. So thank you for your time, and go Celtics tonight. I'll entertain one last motion.
I want to thank you, Chair McCarthy, for your diligence on that. I'll motion to adjourn.
Councilor Merkel moves to adjourn. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, show of hands on adjournment. All those opposed, we're adjourned. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Anthony, for setting this up.